All right, so yesterday we talked about translations, and this is kind of an important thing. Transformations of figures are something that we do in the real world all the time. I'll give you a couple of examples. I'll give you the one main example. Drawing things to scale. So if there's a part that's made for a car, if you want to build a house, you guys have seen blueprints, right? And maybe not in your hands blueprints, but we're all familiar that blueprints are kind of the drawings of the house or structures or buildings, but they're drawn to scale. And so what we need to do is we need to understand that we can have a figure that represents another figure. And sometimes we need to draw figures and reflect them. Computer games do this a lot with characters. It's easier for you to draw a half of a face and then reflect the other half on a processing level. Although sometimes it depends on the situation. But we like to do reflections. And in this picture, you see that you have this mountainscape, and then you have the reflection of the mountainscape. And so, if this is a computer simulation, the computer is doing exactly what I'm going to teach you today. Okay, it's going to draw the image and then reflect the image, and that is a transformation that we're going to learn today. And it's just like a mirror, right? So what we're going to do today, let's talk about some vocabulary words. Now, these are important, right? So it says a reflection is a transformation. Everything that we're doing is a transformation. The one we did yesterday was translation, which is a type of transformation. Kids always get those two confused because they have, transformation, translation. But transformation is the general term for all the things that we're going to learn. We're going to learn translations, reflections, and dilations, and rotations. So 4 things. And they all end with shun. And they're all transformations. Okay? And so basically we flip across a line, and that line is called the line of reflection. Each point and its image are the same distance from the line of reflection. So they give us a line that we're going to reflect something over, and then we just kind of count how far away we are from that line, okay, in a roundabout way. So this is going to ask us to trace on paper, but we're not going to do that for time's sake. Plus, I can't put it in the video. But it is helpful if you want to try this on your own. You can. It's kind of a fun thing to do. Is you trace things, and you take a piece of paper and you fold it in half. And the fold is like your line of symmetry. And then when you open it up, if you trace from one side to the other, then you have the reflection. The problem with that is, as fun as it is to learn that way, you can't do that on the PSAT.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of fake it till we make it with the book. So it says trace the triangle ABC and the X and Y axis on a piece of paper. Then you're going to fold your paper along the X axis and trace the triangle on the opposite side of the X axis. Now, the way that you do that is if I were to fold it on the X axis, B would be 2 units away from the X axis. So my B prime would also be 2 units away over here. So this would be my B prime. Okay. C is the same thing. If I go away from here 2 units from the x-axis, then I'd be 2 units away from the x-axis. And so what we're doing is when we draw this, we're letting the x-axis be the line of symmetry. So in this particular case, this is my line of symmetry. Now remember, whatever I write down, I want you guys to write down. I'll abbreviate it. And now A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units away. And that's my A prime. And then we connect those. And I do my best to connect these, but every time I lift the pen up, if I don't lift it straight up, well, how in the heck am I going to finish that? Oh, that's very frustrating. So 1, 2, 3. This is A prime. And we're going to go from here to here. And from here to here. Oh. And that is that first part. So what we did is we went across and we folded our paper and we traced out the image A prime, B prime, C prime. And it says, what is the line of reflection for this transformation? Well, I stated the x-axis. Okay. So now it says, find the perpendicular distance from the point to the line of reflection. So for point A, from here to here was 5 units, wasn't it? And B was 2 units, and C was 2 units. I suppose we should probably write the word unit, because we don't know how big that space is. And then we just did the same thing. A prime in the opposite direction was 5 units away. B prime was 2 units away, and C prime was 2 units away. Now that's important that you keep track of that. Here's what's going to happen when you go to do your homework. You might miscount. You think you counted 5, but you really counted 4, or you accidentally counted 6. So that's why it's important to identify the numbers, and then you can double check. If it doesn't look like the exact same thing. By the way, reflections change the orientation, but does it change the size and shape? No. No. All right, so it says, what do you notice about the distance found in D and E? In other words, they are the same. This is the same as this. This is the same as this. This is the same as this. So they are the same. Okay. And then for reflection, it says, for reflection question 1, it says, now fold your paper along the y-axis. Oh, let's change colors. What do you want? We'll do red. So now we're going to fold along the y-axis and trace the images of A, B, C, and do A double prime, B double prime, C prime prime. Okay. So now we're going to go back up here, and how many? So we're going to draw this across. Well, let me do a better job with that. So now my line of symmetry is the y-axis, so we're going to reflect about the y-axis. I hate that thing. It's very annoying because when you let go of the pen, when I pull the pen up from the tablet, it messes it up. But anyways, that'll be good enough for now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2 units to this thing, and I'm going to go 2 units over here. So this is my A double prime. And then I'm going to go 1, 2 units to the line of reflection, and I'm going to go 1, 2 units for my C double prime. And then B goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to go how many spaces? 6. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's my B double prime. And we're going to connect the dots. Did you guys pass out the protractors for like a straight edge? If you need a straight edge, they're over there up there, but you can eyeball it or just use a calculator or something that's flat. I'm sorry, I forgot to pass those out. So anyways, you guys don't have this little line tool on your book? That was a joke. Oh, shoot. What's that? Yeah. Well, it's not the tablet, it's the software. Some software is better than others, but this is what the school has. All right, so there we have it. Okay. By the way, did that change the size or shape of this? No, just the orientation, right? So it says, what is the line of reflection, though, for that? Well, I said it. It was the y-axis because that's what they told us to reflect it about. How does the image in your drawing compare to the pre-image? Remember, the pre-image is the one in blue. Well, let's. I'm going to try to match all the colors so you guys can see that. The pre-image is the image in blue. Okay. So write this down. This is the pre-image. Are you two in the back explaining what the pre-image is? I hope so. So the pre-image is in blue, and then how does it compare? Well, triangle. Oh, draw the triangle there. Triangle A prime, B prime, C prime reflects. Well, let's do the double prime because I'm going to match it to the thing. Reflects. All right. Reflects across y-axis. And then triangle A prime. Now make sure you get your primes right. B prime, C prime reflects across what? The x-axis. That's it. That's all we're doing. So you guys have learned this. This is a new thing for you. On the PSAT, I promise you there'll be a problem that'll either have a reflection or a translation, and the only thing you have to do is remember what to do. That's it. You just got to remember how to do that. Now, some of you will be taking the M step. There might be a question like that on there as well. Have any of you ever done this before? Raise your hand if you have not done this before. Wait. Oh, but I mean, have you learned this? Have you been taught this by a teacher yet? Okay. So we just need to make sure that we do a good job of practicing it before you take the PSAT and M step. All right, so I'm going to record the video here. What I'd like for you guys to do is read activity number 2, write it in pencil, and then when I'm done, we'll go